We're lucky enough to have tonight somebody coming up from Tennessee. His name is Jeff Webb, who started a company at the age of 24 years old in his apartment. It was based on training college and high school cheerleaders. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Webb.
Thank you, Rich and Dasha. Thank you so much. And it's great for a Southern boy to be here and have this kind of great hospitality. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate the comments about the company I was fortunate enough to start and build with a lot of great young people. I really have had the opportunity to live the American dream. I grew up in very much of a middle-class family and started that company just kind of with some friends. Ran it out of my apartment. We eventually built it, so we had camps for cheerleaders all over the country. We added uniforms. I almost went broke 3 or 4 times. We eventually added competitions. Some of you may have been up late at night and seen those events on ESPN. Those are our events. And today the company has operations in all 50 states, 74 countries, and we have 8,000 people that work for our company. And I'm not saying that to brag, because, no, please. I'm not saying that to brag because I was only a part of it and helped provide some leadership and direction and culture. It was really built on the backs of young people, generation after generation after generation. They came along and wanted to be part of it. I had this moment. A lot of people I speak, everybody said they speak. I speak to young people a lot at colleges. And one of the most common questions I'm asked is, when you look at what you're doing, doesn't it just make you think, wow, this was great, my vision came to reality, I'm so happy I could do this. That's not really what I think about. What I think about is, how lucky am I? I actually had an epiphany moment. I'm pretty private about my spiritual life, and I was at our high school national championship 2 years ago at Disney. They built us a new arena there. We had 5 different competitions, 2 ESPN shows going at the same time, 10,000 athletes, 20,000 fans, and I walked out in the evening to take a break and everything was going on, and I looked around and I had that feeling. And that feeling really was, how fortunate and how blessed am I? And the feeling also meant, you have to do something about this. To me, it was, how do I make this opportunity available to young people in the future? Not only now, not only the young people that work for me now, like 3,000 college kids who work for me this summer, but young people in the future. How do I do that? And I got with some friends and people who are involved in the political process, talked about how we could make a difference, and we came up with the idea of the New American Populist. And the New American Populist began riding the wave of the amazing American populist Donald J. Trump. With the New American Populist, our mantra is to help revitalize America's middle class. That was my day. Let me tell you, that's a steep climb, because let me tell you what's happened to the American middle class in this country in the last 30 years. First of all, today, 40% of American workers live paycheck to paycheck. They can't save anything. They don't have extra money for a medical emergency, no money to put away for retirement. It's a ticking time bomb. Their average unpaid monthly credit card tab, $7,000. Now, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, that's forever, right? Their kids have come home from college with a mountain of student debt, some of whom will never pay it off. They're living at home, they're underemployed, and the one thing that was always kind of the bedrock and the security of the middle class, if you worked hard, you did a good job, you had a secure job. Technology and globalization have eliminated that. The middle class is under attack. It's 1/3 smaller than it was 20 years ago. And the middle class in this country, forget about, listen, I've been with I hope I don't offend anybody, I've been with Wall Street, I've been with private equity guys. You know what? They didn't build this country. The broad, deep middle class in this country, for the years beginning after World War II, when the GIs came home and built families and went to work, built the greatest economy in the history of the world. We cannot lose that. Donald Trump is the first president in 30 years to take up the mantle of the middle class. Think about what he's done. He's lowered taxes. Steve Moore wrote an article in the Wall Street Journal last week. The average worker takes home $5,000 more a year than they did before President Trump was in office. That's a lot of money for people. Record low unemployment across everything. Unbelievable. Less regulation, a growing economy. The USMCA treaty, which has been on Nancy Pelosi's desk for a year right now. So what is that doing to American companies and American workers? These are all things that have a positive effect on the middle class. But President Trump needs help. He needs help. And that's why we created the New American Populist. We're doing several things. You guys are having this rally right here. We have a ground game. We've been on the ground in 12 congressional districts in the last 4 months. Those 12 are part of the 31 that President Trump won in 2016 and the Democrats flipped in 2018. I don't have to tell you what that's done to our country. I'm sure you watch television today. Okay, so this is something that we've got to take control of, and we've got to get our arms around. We've had rallies, we've had protests, we've been at town halls. Those people, like you, in those districts, they're mad as hell. And we're helping get them organized. They're on the ground, they're doing the work, and they are exposing the hypocrisy of these Democrat congressmen. We're pushing back against impeachment. Did you see today where Nancy Pelosi said, we're not going to do this before Christmas? Do you really think they want to go up until the primaries in February with impeachment? It means they don't have the votes, folks. That's what it means. That's what it means. We have to keep pushing back. And finally, we have to win the House back. We have to have both houses of Congress and the President to do the things that will move this country forward again. What we're pushing for, lower taxes, more deregulation, controlled legal immigration, because it has an effect on all levels of pay scale in our country. We're also against, frankly, these endless foreign wars, because it's middle-class families who send their sons and daughters out to die for this country, not the elites. This is what we're about, and this is what we intend to be successful in. We need all the help we can get, but I will tell you this, we didn't come here to lose. We're going to win. We need your help. Go out, talk to your neighbors, talk to your families. Keep fighting the good fight, because we need people like you for this country. Thank you again for having me here. I really appreciate it.